All right, 10 minutes of value real quick. Go ahead and get this party started. So we got some interesting names that are getting ready to report their quarterly reports. So let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and get this party started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. So a ton of companies reporting earnings this week. You got Palantir all the way to Teradyne to PayPal, AMD, Super Microcomputer, Chipotle. You have IREN, Amazon, ARM, Alphabet, Eli Lilly and Company, Boston Scientific, Novo, right? NVO, ticker NVO, right? Affirm, you're going to hear from SMCI, right? You're going to hear from a ton of these names, PFE, ConocoPhillips, Bristol Myers, right? Cigna. You're going to hear from your favorite insurance companies, some auto companies, Qualcomm, your chip companies. You're going to hear from some social media, some Snapchat, Google, right? Advertisement, AI. So this is a pretty busy week across the board. So for everybody that's just joining here, if you're not already locked into the community, make sure you send me a text and a DM or a DM directly on Instagram. I will go live on IG at about 9:20. Right. So I will be live on IG, excuse me, at on IG at about 9:25. So 9:25, I will be on IG live. So you could join me there and connect with me. So just getting this party started for today. And let's stay locked and loaded. All right. So let's talk about Palantir. This is why I said it was gonna be real quick today. I got a couple things to knock out this morning, so I gotta be quick. So boom, let's talk about it. Right? As a good friend of mine always says, let's talk about it. Look at particularly here right now on Palantir. Look at this chart setup and this development, right? So when you look at this chart setup and this development, right here, right now, you do have Palantir, which is currently sitting at about 146 bucks. I'm anticipating that we see Palantir go all the way to the downside and pull back even further, right? So I want you guys to put this in the chat, and that is 125. I want you guys to put that in the chat. That's where Palantir is getting ready to go. 125. So 125 is where Palantir is getting ready to go. Put that in the chat on YouTube. All right. And if you're not already in this tier one, man, I'm going to tell you guys now, tier one is 500 today. Text me to get access into this tier one program. Let's get busy and let's get to work. We got people coming into town these next couple of weeks that's going to be getting this work with me. All right. So look at Palantir coming down here to about 139, 135. And then after that, there's an area right here at 125. A lot of people have asked me time and time again, what's a good place to actually go ahead and buy particularly Palantir, and I've been telling people less than $100, funny enough. So this might be your one, this might be a chance where we could see Palantir fall 50%. I would not be surprised. Expect profits being taken on the board, taken off the board. So be looking here. Now, PLTR is getting down 139, 135, 125. So those are your next few levels here, particularly on PLTR. So be looking here on the downside, getting ready for this massive pullback more on Palantir. Now, when they report this week, let's say they miss, a miss could honestly really drag this name down pretty sharply. A miss would be probably the worst thing in the world for Palantir at this point because the momentum has already shifted downward. So a miss would kind of just put the nail in the coffin on this thing. And we would see this thing roll over and pull all the way back down. All right. So that's my thoughts, perspective here on this name. So, like I said, I do anticipate that we pull back more at this specific time. All right. Next one, let's get Hood. Recap of this week. Robinhood closed the week underneath a huncho. So underneath $100 did Robinhood do. So notice that these levels are going to happen quickly, right? You're going to blink twice and Robinhood's going to be $77, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to blink twice. In Hood, which reports earnings on the 10th of this February. All right. So what you're going to see is, once again, you're asking me about, I see some comments in the chat about Palantir's earnings are on Monday. So there's no way that it's going to 125 before that. There's no way. So you're looking here at Hood. Next up on Robinhood, we're going to be looking at $77. That's where price is getting ready to go. So take these levels down that you see here if you haven't already. Robinhood, the trend is shifted, changed. Another one that we are bearish on. So thumbs down. This stock is pushing, getting ready to pull back to the downside more. Hood. Now, if we're thinking about Hood, we also got to talk about shoppity shop. Shopify was down yesterday as well. So selling all across that ARK ETF, that ARK Innovation ETF. As I told you guys before, the ARK, which is getting closer to that $71 level, everyone put ARK 71, ARKK 71. Put that in the chat. Put that on your notes. I'm giving you a real-time game how you can profit off this downside on this market. All you have to do is listen and take these notes. So look here, right? Shopify is getting ready to pull back down below 129. Then after that, where's it going? 120 and 114. So you got Shop, Palantir, and as well, Hood. All three of those names belong where? To the ARK ETF. So you're anticipating now Shop, Palantir, and Hood. All three of those names are going to come down another 15 to 20%. Mark my words on that. So that means we have a chance, honestly, to come back down to this 114, 110, and maybe even $100. So notice as the trend has shifted and changed. And I've been saying this since Shopify since the beginning of the year. Look at the past month. We've dropped from $170 to 130, 131. So pay attention there. Now let me pull up the ARK ETF. This is your 10 minutes of value. Use it wisely, right? So notice we broke underneath 78. Now we're heading towards that 71. That's why I said 71 is going to be key. ARK is probably going back into the $60 range. So now you have three of your top tickers that are sitting within the ARK ETF, all looking a bit bearish, right? Now, that doesn't even include a company that has earnings in about 12 days, which is going to be your ticker, your company, Coinbase Global. So look at COIN as well, right? Notice that we're moving here. You look at COIN. Notice these are the next levels here on Coin. So take these down, another ARK component, but also a Bitcoin, obviously, focused investment, right? So BTC goes up, you tend to see Coinbase try to move upward, but BTC comes down, crypto comes down, you do see this thing move downward. So Coinbase is going to where? Listen up. Coinbase is going to 120 to 140 bucks this year. Once again, I only talked about Coinbase going down to these levels since 270, 280. So here we are halfway through the process now. That's the area that you want to look to actually buy these investments. So if you're looking here at Coin, same thing, expecting to move downward. So you're seeing a shift in some of your high growth, high PE multiple businesses that may have ran last year. Those names are starting to shift now, right here downward. So like I said, I think it's important that I mention this so everyone can see what's exactly taking place and happening. All right. Now I want to give you a ticker that I want you to short over the next month. You guys ready? Yeah. I'm not sold on CoreWeave at all. This is a classic, pump and dump. I know they had whatever little deal they announced this week. I believe it was with Meta, shot the stock upward. But now look at us pulling right back down. So on CoreWeave, ticker CRWV. CoreWeave, I want you to take these puts on it. So on CoreWeave, I want you to look at getting in CRWV, right? I want you to look at getting in next week. We don't have earnings until the third week of February. So if you look on CRWV, you should see right now, and I'm getting ready to slide off here. So I only had 10 minutes. You can join me on IG Live. But look, CoreWeave, which goes ahead, you can take this position. CoreWeave puts underneath 90 bucks. You're going to see a drawdown to 88.83 and then 83.11. And then after that, 76.57. I would suggest putting your puts out at least 2 to 3 months. So look at CoreWeave, right? This is an easy short back to the downside, guys. Easy short. And also, let me go ahead and draw this trend line to show you as to why. There we go. There we go. So I just want to show you this. CoreWeave, once again, as price gets below not like $90, that's an easy area. You could even short it now. And then as it gets below this 88, CoreWeave is going to come down. And when it comes down to 76, I want you to take your profits. This is an easy $10 to $15 drop that you can catch on this ticker. Put your puts once again out for the next 2 to 3 months. So 60, 90 days plus, please buy time on these options. CoreWeave is going to come down. CRWV. We only trade in the money options, only in the money. This is why education matters. So if you're not inside this community, this is why you need the education that I'm providing you. Do not leave today and do not take advantage of this discount that I have for you. The price of admission into this community should be made back very easily if you follow what I'm teaching and saying to you. These are just the reality and the facts. You can go to my page and you're here now. Watch some of these previous things, right? So you can go CoreWeave 100 strike, go 2 to 3 months plus out, have a target of $83 and as well 76. So that's what I have for you guys today. So I'm about to go ahead and log off. You can join me on the IG Live. Classes start back tomorrow. So we got a nice class tomorrow. Get us ready. So need y'all, make sure you guys come in, send those text messages, and join me on this live. Get yourself into this community today. Logging off here now.